Welcome to Leah DTV, where we kiki about reality TV. If you love TV and want to joke and laugh about all the drama you see, hit that subscribe button, baby, and get comfy. Tonight, we will be reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 13, Episode 14. If I could rate this episode, I'd give it a negative D minus. Okay, so we're gonna start off with Bao and Johnny, right? So they're making it back to their apartment. Everyone's getting home from the hoedown that they went to, where Micheala showed her whole ass. They walk in the house, Bao and Johnny, and Bao's like, How did you think the weekend went? And he was just like, It was okay. And then it was an awkward silence, and then he just was like, I'm gonna go take a shower. Yeah, bye. Damn. So damn awkward and annoying. Bao says that she's had level 3 conversations on a plane with strangers. So she really not trying to have no level 1 conversations with Johnny, period. Get him out of here. So later we see Johnny at his parents' old home. Sorry, I just wanted to say. And he read this touching letter, about how he grew up without a father and that's why he crazy now. And, all of these daddy issues came a pouring out. But he says he's glad about having a village raise him because he didn't have the traditional mommy, daddy, 2.5 kids. Then we see Bao. She went to like a vacant grassy area where her home used to be. And she read a letter that really touched your girl. Like, I really shed some tears behind Bao's letter. She was like, her dad had PTSD and no one really knew what to call it back then. But now looking back, she's like, I know that's what he was going through. Bao's parents, they've been together 50 plus years, I believe. So Johnny was saying that alone, how long her parents been together, even with all that turmoil, shows the views that Bao might have about marriage. I mean, her mom stuck it out, so that's probably why she wants to stick it out. But she don't need to stick it out with Johnny because child bond, crazy as hell. Johnny and Bao met with Dr. Pepper, and Johnny tells Bao that he has been talking to her friend on the low, hating ass Sarah. That's what we're going to call her. And she told Johnny that she's not surprised it's not working out because Bao tries to change her partners and she tries to morph them into something that she could be proud of. Bao don't even seem like that type of person. And Bao, please get rid of her now. If you were hesitant to get rid of her before, now is your sign to get rid of her. Leave her in the dirt. Because any friend that would do that, baby, who needs friends when you got enemies? Is that how I go? Oh, who needs enemies when you got friends? Like, dang, take the dagger and just stab her in the back. Why don't you? So the whole time, y'all know Johnny is eating this up. He probably was like, oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, yeah, she is like that. Yeah. Whole time it's not me and my million daddy issues. It's Bao. I knew it all along. It's Bao. No, Johnny, it's still you. You just looking for a way out when you was already looking for a way out. I wouldn't have gave a damn. I would have been like, oh, she said that? Oh, it's true. Moving on. I wouldn't have gave no nothing. Because you looking for a way out anyway. Here's your way. See you later. Child, I'm saying no on decision date anyway. I would not have cared less. I'm trying to tell y'all. Later, Bao and Johnny are eating dinner, and Bao asked Johnny, how did he think the session went? And he was like, okay. And she was like, okay. I'm starting to see Bao is just like, okay, you don't want to talk? Well, I don't give a damn. We don't got to talk. Bao says, Sarah is miserable. And that's why I don't tell her miserable self nothing, because she's miserable. She's going to tell me to chalk it up, leave you, just like she told you to leave me because she's miserable. And Johnny's like, well, no, I think she was trying to help. She seen I was in a dark place. You've been in a dark place since day, 3? Like, maybe day 2. Bye, Johnny. Johnny says that Sarah asked him, is Bao someone he could wake up to every day and go to sleep to every day? And He's like, I was like, no, so I don't think we should be together. Y'all shouldn't. I would have been like, you're right, and kept eating my food. Listen, Johnny wouldn't raise my cortisol levels and get me stressed. I'd be like, you're right, Johnny, and kept eating. Ciao, bye. Like, okay, well, whatever you say, Johnny, balls in your court. I'm here to listen. Johnny was like, it's always blame Johnny. It's a blame Johnny game. Talk about a headache. Bao just looked at him and he got up and he walked out. Bao was like, oh, well, I guess I'll finish this bottle. And he was like, you can have it. Okay. Bao says, well, back to yoga pants, child. She don't care. She's over it. And so am I. Moving on. I'm kind of glad she got with fine old Zack, child. That's definitely an upgrade from emotional Johnny. Moving on, let's talk about Rachel and Jose. So Jose takes Rachel to his childhood home and shows her some old pictures of him. He looks better when he was younger, but I'm not surprised. Says he pierced his own ears when he was 9. That sounds painful and sounds like you were really bored. And he grew up poor, but they built a house from the ground. His parents built a house from the ground, but he was so poor. Make it make sense. All he ate, was rice and beans. He felt like they didn't have much. Rachel was like, you feel like you was poor because all you ate was rice and beans? She was like, all I ate was rice and beans too. I just felt like we was being extra Hispanic that day. Period. It's called culture, Jose. If I could eat rice and beans every day, I would, and I'm not Hispanic. It'd be good like that. Like, what is he talking about? If he really grew up poor, he'd be eating the noodles in the cup. They be starting to make meals, crackers and ketchup, stuff like that. Like, you was poor because you ate rice and beans. I'm so glad Rachel gathered him in that moment. Jose, he just wants everyone to think, he was so poor and he came such a long way and woe is me. Jose, bye. Ciao. Anyway, Rachel and Jose meet with Dr. Pepper, and Rachel says that she now understands the Rubik's Cube, who is Jose, and she understands that giving him his space is what he needs. Jose says that, he thinks he knows everything about Rachel now and everything, she's an open book, he's an open book. And there's really nothing else to work on. I mean, they're perfect. Psych. Rachel says, but I'm hiding this deep, dark secret. And I have to tell Jose. I just don't know when. So later, we find out that Rachel told Jose that she spent the night. Y'all know that night that he put her out accidentally and slept through the night and didn't realize that his wife wasn't in the bed. Yeah, that night she went to go stay with her ex, and I really appreciated that. That gave me joy up inside. You know why? Because he deserved it. It wasn't no accident, him locking her out. Like, where did he think she went? He couldn't call her, text her, ask where she was, unlock the door, anything like that. So, yeah, he did that to be spiteful. And I don't know if she did this to be spiteful, but it got the job done, if you ask me, because I feel like Jose was boiling inside more than he's shown, but he knew if he blowed up again that Rachel was going to be gone. So he had to keep it cool, keep it cute, or Rachel was going to be out that door. So Rachel told him that she stayed with the ex. Rachel said she was waiting for the right time to tell him. She didn't want him to feel like, she's doing this to make me mad. I would've. His guards is up now. I bet they are. Jose's just waiting for these cameras to go away so he can show his true controlling colors. Moving on, let's talk about Mirla and Gil. So Gil hasn't been to his hood in about 22 years. He pulls up and he shows Mirla the apartment where his father was murdered, right? And he explained to her the entire story. It was touching to me. I don't really care for Gil, but I would never want something that traumatic to happen to someone. And he said that he never brought anyone to that area. So it just showed, how special Mirla is to him. Mirla, in return, takes Gil to go play volleyball. And she says it's something she liked to do when she was younger. My girl still fit her high school jersey. Talk about a flex. I can't fit stuff from last year, baby. COVID weight. So that was definitely a flex. And she sat down and she was like, look, I can still fit my jersey. I can still fit my jersey. And he couldn't even compliment her. He was just like, oh, yeah, oh, well, it ain't that nice, or something corny, he said. He could just say, you know, that's amazing, baby. That's great. You could still fit it. That's dope. Okay, look at you keeping it tight. Gil don't know how to do that. You know why? Because Gil's very insecure. Gil was playing volleyball with Mirla. He was sweating bullets, and it looked like a really good workout. Mirla sat down and she talked about how she grew up and how it motivated her to, you know, have a better life. Shows Gil a picture of her old home, and bald-head Gil gonna say, oh, y'all was living in a mansion. Y'all was in a mansion. No, it really looked like a hut. So if that was a mansion, then what did you live in? A shoebox? What did you live in, Gil? Sure, he's annoying as hell. So anyway, Gil says in his confessional that the person she is now is completely different from how she grew up, and he doesn't want her to forget where she came from. Well, seeing as though she's just said that how she grew up made her the woman that she is today, I don't really think she forgot where she came from. What do you want her to do? Go back and live in that same house? He's ridiculous. He want Mirla to be like a bum so he could feel like, oh, well, we're both bums together. Like, what do you mean you don't want her to forget where she came from? What do you want her to do? She's not about to go stay in that house again. Ugh, he just want to complain about anything. Gil got on my nerves this episode, y'all. I'm sorry. Mirla and Gil meet with Dr. P. And Dr. P asks, how is he dealing with negative Nancy, according to him? And Gil slips up and says, you know, when you love each other, when two couples love each other, and Mirla perked up like, oh, you love me? But they haven't said it to each other exactly, not yet. So Dr. P asks, how much do you need to save for a house and kids? Gil says, did we think of a number? Well, whatever number y'all might have thought of was bigger than 0, which is how much you probably got in your 401k or whatever the hell algebra you was trying to make us believe a couple of episodes ago. Mirla said she's trying to be comfortable. She want to make sure she can travel, pay all her bills before she has a baby. Gil says that she's more concerned with having a nanny. Mirla let it go after she said that she just wants to be comfortable. But then baldhead Gil want to say, well, it's some things I'm not going to enable. Enable like what, Gil? He's like, I'm not going to enable shopping. Mirla said, hold on, let me gather you right quick. I've saved with all my spending. So where's your savings? You don't spend, right? You tight with $1. Where's your savings account? This is what we need to know. Mirla says, I've already saved. She says we live drastically different, and she doesn't know how, that's going to fit. The way he wants to live is drastically different. Mirla says in her old relationship, if she wanted to do something, it would be okay. It wouldn't be no, period. Because she's not used to dealing with people that make drastically less than her. And he just was like, looking stressed, in distress. Don't be coming for her and her money. I really don't like that. Like, as long as she's not asking you for nothing, please. Let her buy something. If y'all both supposed to save $500 by the end of the month and she got her 5 and she got 2 new red bottoms in her closet, what difference do it make if y'all both got y'all 5 to put together? Make it make sense. It's called he's insecure. Moving on. Let's talk about Brett and Ryan. Child, they stressed me out this episode too. So Ryan takes Brett to the country. And she almost had a panic attack as they was going down a hill in that little cart doom buggy thingy. So I was just like, Brett be scared of anything slightly dangerous. She's so funny, but she's so pretty, so I'll let it pass. So they go fishing, right? And Ryan talks about his upbringing and his family and woo, woo, woo. It was boring. Moving on. Brett comes in to her apartment with Ryan. She's ready. She got pictures of her childhood, woo, 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 ready to go over her upbringing. So before she shows these pictures and whatnot, she sits down at her table and says, my friend texted me about 10 minutes ago and let me know that you're on a dating app, swiping right and whatnot. Ryan says, oh, I just made it today. I just made it today, you know. I just... Ryan tries to explain, and Brett's like, I ain't trying to hear none of your lies, baby. None of them. Brett says, you couldn't wait a week? Baby, we got 7 days left. 1 week, honey, to download the app. It was serious, huh? You had to scratch that blonde itch. He says, well, I'm sorry that came out that way. This is exactly what he says. I wrote it down. I'm sorry that came out that way. That's what he said. I'll get out of here. This is what he said. And leaves, okay? The men on this season are trash. He left. Zack left. And Johnny left. All in the same episode, leaving out the door. Weirdos. He sends a text. He says to the producer, well, I don't care if she wants to see it or not, but look, I didn't do anything. I set it up today. Sends a little cold text talking about I'm sorry you feel like this, but I don't know why it's showing up. It's not active. You didn't even have to make it today, Ryan. How about that? How about wait 5 minutes after you say no on decision day? Couldn't do that? Trash. Then he drives off, child. Bye. I'll see you later. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about Zack and Michaela. Oh. So Zack sits down with Dr. Pepper, and he's basically telling her, I'm over it. I don't want to speak to Crazy K no more. The way she showed her tail at that cabin was ridiculous. Okay? And he don't want to speak to her. Of course, Dr. P is like, well, I feel like we can, at least have a conversation about what happened. Zack is just rolling his eyes like, what in the entire heck is going on here? Zack, it's in your contract to have a closing conversation. So that wasn't going to be it. You wasn't going to not be able to talk to Michaela just yet. We got to make these ratings, okay? So Michaela comes in and gives her spiel about how Zack abandoned her after she told him to abandon her. And Zack just sits there and he's just trying to stay calm because all the cuckoo stars and planets floating over her head, you can't even keep track. He walks out and Michaela says, this is exactly what I'm talking about. He's always abandoning me. Seek help. Therapy is not that far. Like, a therapy, I'm sure, can be a call away, a video chat away, a drive up the street away. It ain't gotta be all that. Then later on, they have to have a second meeting, and this meeting is supposed to be a closure meeting. According to Michaela, Zack texted her and said he wants to have this meeting. Dr. Pepper, of course, will be there to mediate, quotation marks, and she says that all she asks is that they stay civil and they don't interrupt. So Michaela says, I've given my all. He doesn't reply to my text, and I'm trying. That's me trying. By sending a text, that ain't nothing. Child, send an airplane saying, I'm sorry, Zack, up in the air. Send flowers at his feet. Every time he opened the door, new flowers, new rose petals. Romance him. She ain't doing nothing. She sent a text. Woo-woo. Anyway, Zack says, I put in as much effort as you. We know Zack. Both of y'all half-assing. Don't let her think she the only one half-assing. Zack wants them to be in the best position as possible, divorced or not. So, here we go. One phrase, yes or no, is not going to affect their relationship moving forward. You think? You think you could tell her no on decision day and she's still going to be your friend? As cuckoo and Cocoa Puff she is? You can tell me no on decision day and I'm going to be your friend. Baby, I'll walk past you in the street like I don't know you. So basically, he's like, well, I'll say yes on decision day if it means, she'll talk to me. They're so annoying. They basically, Zack wants to be F-buddies / ex-spouses. This is what I'm getting from them, their whole little vibe. They start looking at each other, smiling and being real childish and whatnot. She's not going to look at me because if she looks at me, she'll start laughing. See? Yeah. Y'all can't even have a mature conversation. Oh, my God. He says, so when we're going to have this conversation, Michaela, let's go somewhere after this. Let's go somewhere and talk. And she's like, you see why I'm confused? Well, you shouldn't be. Because you got a cat and he likes your cat. That's the only thing he really wants to be around. Yeah. Then we see Zack saying, oh, I want to keep trying. I'm drained. I'm done. I'm tired of them. This season has really been a roller coaster ride. And I'm ready. How many days they got left? 7. I'm ready for this to be done. Because they playing with my mind and they playing with my emotions. And I don't like that. Okay? I don't like that at all. So, I'm in the review right here. Lord, I just do this for y'all. For real. Like, y'all will keep me going. These little folks on this Married at First Sight, they stressing me. Stressing me out. If you have not subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you head out. Make sure those notifications is on so you don't miss any of my reviews. Make sure you hit a like before you head out. Also, comment what you thought of tonight's episode. I'm sure you have thoughts just like me. Oh my God. Until next time, it has been a pleasure. I will see you on my next review. Ta-ta.